Title: Against the Tide. By Z. Lai. At 19, Mia Reynolds felt trapped in a world that didn't understand her. Growing up in a small town, she was the dutiful daughter, the straight-A student, and the friend everyone relied on. But beneath the surface, she longed for something more, something that would make her feel alive. That's when she met Daniel, a charming man in his 30s, who was everything she thought she wanted: adventurous, passionate, and full of stories that made her heart race. Daniel was married, but Mia was drawn to him like a moth to a flame. He was charismatic and attentive, and he made her feel seen in a way she had never experienced before. Their connection deepened quickly, and before long, Mia found herself entangled in a whirlwind romance that defied all logic. She knew it was wrong, but the thrill of being with him overshadowed her better judgment. When Daniel's marriage began to crumble, Mia felt a mix of hope and guilt. She believed that their love could conquer all, that they could build a life together if only he would leave his wife. After months of secret meetings and stolen moments, Daniel finally made the decision to leave his marriage. Mia, feeling both exhilarated and terrified, left her home behind, ready to start anew with the man she loved. However, the reality of their relationship soon set in. The excitement of their romance faded, replaced by the harsh truths of life. Daniel struggled with the fallout from his divorce, and Mia found herself isolated from her family and friends, who disapproved of her choices. She faced judgment and scorn from the community, labeled as a homewrecker and a fool for falling for a married man. The weight of their disapproval pressed heavily on her shoulders, and loneliness crept in like a shadow. Despite the challenges, Mia remained committed to Daniel, believing that love would ultimately prevail. They married in a small ceremony, filled with hope and dreams of a bright future. But as the years passed, the reality of their relationship became increasingly complicated. Daniel's unresolved issues from his previous marriage haunted them, and Mia often felt like she was living in the shadow of his past. Their first few years of marriage were tumultuous. They faced financial struggles, emotional turmoil, and the constant pressure of societal judgment. Mia often found herself questioning her choices, wondering if she had made a mistake by leaving everything behind for a man who seemed unable to fully commit to their life together. Friends and family distanced themselves, leaving her feeling more isolated than ever. In the midst of this chaos, Mia discovered she was pregnant. The news brought a mix of joy and anxiety. She hoped that becoming parents would strengthen their bond and give them a fresh start. When their first child, a beautiful baby girl named Lily, was born, Mia felt a surge of love that she had never known before. Holding her daughter in her arms, she believed that this was the turning point they needed. However, the challenges didn't disappear. Daniel struggled with the responsibilities of fatherhood, often retreating into his own world. Mia found herself juggling the demands of motherhood while trying to keep their relationship afloat. The loneliness that had once been a whisper now roared in her ears, reminding her of the sacrifices she had made. Despite the hardships, Mia refused to give up. She poured her heart into being a mother, determined to create a loving home for Lily. She sought support from other mothers, finding solace in their shared experiences. Slowly, she began to rebuild her life, focusing on her own dreams and aspirations. She enrolled in online courses, reigniting her passion for art and design, and started a small business from home. As the years went by, Mia and Daniel faced their share of ups and downs. They welcomed a second child, a son named Noah, and the family dynamic began to shift. Daniel, seeing the love and dedication Mia poured into their children, started to change. He began to confront his past, seeking therapy and working on himself for the sake of their family. Mia watched as the man she had fallen in love with slowly emerged from the shadows of his past. They began to communicate more openly, sharing their fears and dreams. The bond they had forged through adversity grew stronger, and Mia realized that love was not just about passion, it was also about resilience, forgiveness, and growth. Though they had faced judgment and hardship, Mia and Daniel found a way to build a life together that was rooted in understanding and commitment. They learned to navigate the complexities of their relationship, embracing the imperfections and celebrating the small victories. Years later, as they sat together on the porch, watching their children play in the yard, Mia reflected on her journey. She had faced the scorn of others, endured loneliness, and fought for her family. But through it all, she had discovered the true meaning of love, a love that was not just about the initial spark, but about the everyday choices to stand by one another, to grow together, and to create a life filled with joy and purpose. Mia had once been called all sorts of names, but now she wore her story with pride. She had chosen a path that was uniquely hers, and in doing so, she had found a love that was worth fighting for. Together, they had built a family, and in that, Mia found her greatest fulfillment. As the years rolled on, Mia and Daniel settled into a rhythm that felt both comforting and challenging. Their home, once filled with tension and uncertainty, transformed into a sanctuary of laughter and love. The children, Lily and Noah, brought a lightness to their lives that Mia had longed for since her tumultuous teenage years. Mia often reflected on her journey, the choices that had led her to this moment. She remembered the whispers of judgment, the isolation she had felt, and the weight of the decisions she had made. But she also recognized the strength she had gained through those experiences. She had learned to advocate for herself, to stand firm in her beliefs, and to embrace the complexities of love and family. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Mia and Daniel sat on the porch, watching their children play tag in the yard. The laughter of Lily and Noah echoed in the air, a sweet reminder of the life they had built together. Daniel turned to Mia, his eyes reflecting a mix of gratitude and admiration. "I don't think I've ever properly thanked you," he said, his voice soft. "For sticking by me when things were tough. For believing in us when I didn't even believe in myself." Mia smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. "We've both come a long way, haven't we? I think we've learned that love isn't just about the good times. It's about weathering the storms together." Daniel nodded, his expression serious. "I know I made mistakes, and I hurt you. But I want you to know that I'm committed to being the husband and father you deserve. I'm working on myself every day." Mia reached for his hand, squeezing it gently. "I see that, and I appreciate it. We're a team now, and I believe we can face anything together." As they sat in comfortable silence, Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. The journey had been far from easy, but it had shaped them into who they were today. They had faced the judgment of others, the struggles of parenthood, and the ghosts of their pasts, but they had emerged stronger and more united. In the following months, Mia continued to nurture her passion for art and design. She began to take on small projects, creating custom pieces for friends and family. Word of her talent spread, and soon she found herself with a growing clientele. The creative outlet brought her joy and fulfillment, allowing her to express herself in ways she had longed to do since her youth. Daniel, too, began to flourish. With the support of Mia and his newfound commitment to personal growth, he started to pursue his own dreams. He enrolled in a local community college to study business, hoping to one day start his own venture. The couple began to share their aspirations openly, encouraging one another to chase their dreams while balancing the responsibilities of parenthood. As the seasons changed, so did their family dynamics. Lily and Noah grew older, each developing their own unique personalities. Mia cherished the moments spent with them, whether it was helping Lily with her art projects or playing soccer with Noah in the backyard. She found joy in being present, creating memories that would last a lifetime. However, the past was never far behind. Occasionally, Mia would encounter whispers from the community, reminders of the choices she had made. Some still labeled her as the girl who had broken up a marriage, while others questioned her decisions. But Mia had learned to rise above the noise. She understood that her journey was hers alone, and she refused to let the opinions of others define her. One day, while volunteering at the local community center, Mia met a group of women who had faced similar struggles. They bonded over shared experiences, discussing love, loss, and the complexities of relationships. Mia felt a sense of camaraderie with them, realizing that everyone had their own battles to fight. Inspired by their stories, she decided to start a support group for women navigating difficult relationships and life choices. The group quickly gained traction, providing a safe space for women to share their experiences without judgment. Mia found fulfillment in helping others, using her own journey as a source of strength and encouragement. She listened to their stories, offered advice, and shared her own lessons learned along the way. The support group became a beacon of hope for many, and Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. As the years passed, Mia and Daniel continued to grow together, both as individuals and as partners. They celebrated milestones, from birthdays to anniversaries, always taking the time to reflect on how far they had come. Their love, once fraught with challenges, had blossomed into a deep and abiding partnership built on trust, respect, and understanding. One evening, as they sat together after putting the kids to bed, Daniel turned to Mia with a serious expression. "I've been thinking a lot about our journey," he said. "And I want to make sure we're always moving forward together. I want to renew our vows." Mia's heart swelled at the thought. "Really? You mean it?" "Absolutely. I want to celebrate our love and the life we built. I want to promise you again that I'll always be here, through thick and thin." Tears filled Mia's eyes as she nodded, overwhelmed with emotion. "I would love that." They began planning a small ceremony, inviting close friends and family who had supported them through their journey. On the day of the vow renewal, surrounded by loved ones, Mia and Daniel stood hand in hand, their hearts full of gratitude and love. As they exchanged vows, they reflected on the challenges they had faced and the strength they had found in one another. "I promise to love you, to support you, and to grow with you," Daniel said, his voice steady. "You are my partner, my best friend, and the love of my life." Mia smiled through her tears, her heart brimming with love. "I promise to stand by you, to believe in us, and to cherish every moment we share. Together, we can face anything." As they sealed their vows with a kiss, the crowd erupted in applause, celebrating not just their love, but the journey that had brought them to this moment. Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that they had weathered the storms and emerged stronger than ever. In the years that followed, Mia and Daniel continued to nurture their love, their family, and their dreams. They faced challenges together, celebrated victories, and created a life filled with laughter and joy. Mia had once felt lonely and lost, but now she stood firm in her identity, proud of the choices she had made and the love she had fought for. Through it all, Mia learned that love is not just a feeling, it's a commitment to grow, to forgive, and to embrace the journey together. And as she watched her children grow, she knew that she had created a legacy of love that would carry on for generations to come. Like and subscribe.